Hey, Tommy C is Shop from 20 News. We got a very special good guest. Drift0r, thanks so much for coming on to ask some of the questions. You put out a video today regarding the 8 Thoughts Blue situation called Swatted Threatened Home Invasion Attempts. 8 Thoughts
Correct.
Exposed teaser. Now, we first met a year ago this month, actually, when you followed me after Blue, this infamous, I don't know, we want to call him a hacker? I don't know what to call him.
No, not a hacker. He's a script kiddie at best.
A script kiddie.
Really more just like a doxer or troll. Not super high IQ, just more patient than anything, more free time to mess with people.
Yeah, I can say, and I just want to put out there that this guy, he's, because of him, I have my brother's docs constantly being spammed in my chats. I'm a live streamer. I do a talk show, and it's out there. They couldn't get me, but they could pick on my family, and that, and I had a good relationship with 8 Thoughts, and you didn't, and that turned into him showing up with a gun at your house. Is that correct?
Yes. To clarify, Blue showed up at my house.
Blue showed up. Excuse me.
While
Yes.
8 Thoughts streamed it. Blue had some little mask on. I don't know. It kind of looked like a ski mask, but it could have been like a COVID one, like a bandana pulled up. And he was streaming on his phone to Discord, private Discord, and 8 Thoughts was streaming that stream to Twitch for a few thousand people. He showed up at my house, and when the police arrested him, he did have a gun. I suspected he had one to begin with because he liked to pose with pictures of it, irresponsibly and stuff like that. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, and I'm starting to regret this a bit, that I did give 8 Thoughts the benefit of the doubt. I just thought he got caught up in the moment and didn't know who he was dealing with. Just recently, you put out some stuff. I guess the court case is now over and you can talk about it. That 8 Thoughts, and I hadn't seen this prior, was directly involved in coaching this kid, including being in a voice call during I guess they were pranking a veterans society or something like that.
So
or
I have to
hotline.
be careful with my nomenclature on this one.
Gotcha.
8 Thoughts himself was never accused of a crime. So all the things that happened were non-criminal actions.
I got you.
My understanding of the situation is that he was good friends with Blue. Blue was his admin, both on Twitch and Discord, edited videos, gave him video ideas and stuff like that. And they worked together to do these things. But it's kind of like, I'm sure you're familiar, Donald Trump, while he was president, had a personal lawyer relay a lot of controversial things so that the attorney-client privilege was there, and it was a layer of obstruction. Basically, the same thing happened my understanding is that if 8 Thoughts wanted to fuck with somebody, Blue would do it for him, and 8 Thoughts would just be in the call and enjoy it or record it or just get a big kick out of it. But when push comes to shove and somebody gets in trouble, instead of him getting in trouble, it's this moron Blue that he got to do all the dirty work for him. So we have to be a little bit careful about our distinctions here. Now, I have quite a lot of evidence indicating that they work together very closely, as you've seen in the videos. But
yes,
Blue.
You can hear him in a call. I don't even think the attorney-client metaphor even applies here. He's in the call. He realizes what he's doing, and at no time he tells this kid, "All right, we've crossed the line here." I honestly thought the situation with you a year ago was an isolated incident.
No, they did it all the time. I had people from that community betray them to come talk to me, and they said stuff like that was a regular event, not necessarily for me, but for other people. Or sometimes, I think I sent you a care package where there was just other suicide hotline prank calls.
Yes,
it was just pretty normal stuff for them.
I know the motive doesn't matter when you're doing something like this, but I have to be honest with you. I watched your interview on PKA. And I thought it was a really good interview because, you kind of, you made fun of yourself with your situation, and 8 Thoughts always kind of portrayed you as a guy that can't take a joke or can't take, make fun of himself. And I didn't see that in PKA at all. You had a pretty serious illness that it correct me if I'm wrong here, that kind of deprived you of the proper amount of testosterone. And is that where this kind of started between you and 8 Thoughts?
It started, we were actually very friendly for a long time, and he started getting increasingly into drama videos. And this goes back to like Black Ops 3, maybe earlier.
Oh, geez.
But he made a video called Drift0r and T. Martin Hate Veterans or something. and he uploaded it on, I want to say it was Memorial Day, and it was a video about how we didn't do videos promoting the COD endowment code thing, and therefore we hate veterans, and that we're slimy people, and because we don't support veterans, a lot of very bad things. It's an old video, it's deleted now. I took personal offense to that, and that's where our relationship totally ended, and it became not funny anymore, because I got a lot of shit for that on my channel. Even though I was working for veterans charities, T Martin was like raising like 100K for veterans charities, and we're just kind of getting shit on it. So I didn't take that to be very funny, because his fans believed it. I had veterans come give me shit about it on social media, which wasn't very funny.
Well, you know, in my experience with the COD community in general, even COD itself, even the company itself, they've always been, I'm a veteran, I'm an Iraq veteran, and they always reach out to veterans, not only in the United States, in the United Kingdom as well. So
Correct. They've done that for years.
I imagine me and you have some political differences, but I wouldn't question your patriotism and your sport. I mean, you're a Texan. You know, I mean, come on, you gotta, even if we don't agree, you're gonna support the troops. I have a little trouble believing that. Of course, I don't have all the background, but go ahead.
So after that, everything just started devolving. It became more and more drama videos about me being a sellout, paid by Activision. A lot of things that were borderline not legal, making claims. I did threaten to sue him at one point because it started getting really outrageous. And then it started, the gender joke started because I did this old video where like I cross-dressed because I lost a bet. And apparently I was too beautiful of a woman when I did, right? It just kind of stuck. It was really irritating for me, but the videos were prevalent enough to where I've had people IRL come up to me and talk shit to me about being a beta male, or tell me about transitioning, and just like a lot of weird veteran stuff as well. And it really started bothering me. So I will be fair, and I will say I didn't take those jokes very well. I don't think they were really jokes, but it got really fucking annoying, and I had a big mouth about it on Twitter, and I talked shit a lot.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know. Look. At half of the point, we're always pointing out commentators that can dish it out and can't take it. I don't even care at this stage that you can't take it, because what was done and what resulted and what spilled over to my family and other people's. Nick is here right now. He was doxxed by this character. We don't know 100%, but it just happened to come out on a stream that he was on of mine. So
actually, on Twitter, I was making a tweet about the quartering, and then 8 thoughts, and all of a sudden, boom! Well, there's my address, there's my parents' names, there's their birth dates, there's
So even if you can dish it out and for some reason can dish it out and can't take it, which I didn't see that in PKA. I saw a guy that could make fun of himself, and that's a pretty serious illness to have. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny if it's happening to you or you're suffering from it. I think this crosses the line. But the thing I found most interesting about the stuff you dumped, some of the other stuff that didn't have anything to do with doxing or swatting or anything like that wasn't that interesting to me. But it shows that he was a lot more involved than he led on.
Right. So which I think what really triggered this is, as like Modern Warfare was coming out, we're still arguing about skill-based matchmaking. He started giving me shit about it, and I made one mean tweet, and I told him I was sick of his shit, and just bitched at him, and I said, enjoy your Twitter account while you can, because it was like the 15th one. They always get banned.
I always follow.
It inevitably got banned, and I got blamed for it, and this was viewed as a personal attack, a deplatforming, a shutdown, or something like that, right? So that justified anything, and that's when the calls and the doxing and all the other bullshit started. I actually reached out to 8 Thoughts. I sent him a DM, and I was like, hey man, I want you to know this is serious. Blue's harassing my family. I had to call the police a few times. I have a police detective looking into this. The answer I got is, you're a clown, go fuck yourself. And just a whole bunch of expletives. Then he made a video about it. Then he sang a song about how I'm a cocksucker and I cry when people harass my wife and all this kind of bullshit. And it just continued to go. I tried my best to be an adult and tell him, hey, the police are involved, and I got go fuck yourself.
Just to be clear, what year was that?
That would have been 2019.
Okay. So you've been getting like this level of harassment since 2019.
It started in about mid-2019, and it ended in May 2020 when Blue was arrested outside my house. However, the court case was ongoing, and the district attorney and police made it very clear to me that it would not be in anybody's best interest for me to make public statements.
What changed your mind to make public statements now?
Oh, he pled guilty, so I don't have to.
You don't have anything.
No, Blue violated his parole.
Okay.
And when he did that, he got sent back to jail during the ice storm that hit Texas. and oh, my mouse is about to die. Give me just a second.
No,
plug
I've
it
been
in.
there. Don't
That's
worry about
probably
it.
important. So he got sent to San Antonio jail during the ice storm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened during the ice storm, but something was really motivating to get him out of jail. So he called the DA and begged for a plea deal. They gave him, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 years probation, ankle monitor, drug testing, have to have a job, all that stuff to get out of jail. And I know that since then, he's had some very interesting tastes in partners. And I think that something very not so great happened during that ice storm that motivated him to get out of jail quickly.
Is this call that I have on screen right now where you talked to Blue after the ice storm, after the incident in prison, or is it before?
No, this was relatively early in 2019, before things were getting like too serious. I thought I was going to be a smart person and record this call so I would have evidence to send to the police. The police were not particularly impressed and told me that was a consensual conversation and that things like this actually make me look bad because I'm clearly engaging with them.
Okay.
And the conversation became, do not engage no matter what. Do not reply, do not respond, do not react if possible. Don't block, don't flag, don't do anything because anything counts as a response. So I did my best to do that. I got harassed every single night on stream, every night calls, every night pizza, every night hookers, every night some shit for like 6 months. And I sat there like a knot on a log, taking it, reacting as little as humanly possible. And they seemed to view it as a big game. Like they didn't quite get why I wasn't responding. I don't know if they knew it was the police request. So it became a game of how high can we ratchet this up? How high can we go to get this guy to finally snap? And my understanding is that it became a challenge to push me.
Did you snap at any time? I mean, I would have.
Did I? I mean, I was very mad and angry and pissy and
like on stream. They obviously want that to happen. They want that to happen on stream, though.
Right. Well, no, I never snapped on stream. I definitely reacted on occasion. They started posting the doxes of developers, so I had to shut down my stream and call Activision and have them deal with that. I had to. Of course, I reacted when people showed up to my house on stream and stuff like that. But I never snapped. I never had a breakdown. I got mad once. Blue used a voice changer, and he subscribed to me to sneak into Subnight. And then middle of the game, he just turns it off and starts talking normal or something. And I just laid into him and accused him of all sorts of shit and kicked him out of the Discord. That is what started Scarce getting involved. And 8 Thoughts saw this, and he's like, Drifter's crazy. He's making this up. None of this ever happened. He's accusing me of all these things. And unfortunately, things got worse from there. That motivated Blue to come to my house, in my opinion.
Another question. This is a little gray for me. You have a recording of 8 Thoughts only mentioning a high school kid, and he does appear to be threatening this high school kid. Who is that, and how did that come about?
I don't want to give away their last name.
Sure, fair
there's
enough.
a whole family that was involved. The kid's name is Brandon. And the full context of this is something that happened really kind of before the harassment against me, because they just pick like one target at a time and keep moving, right? This kid got into some kind of Discord drama on the 8 Thoughts Discord. I don't know exactly, but somebody blamed him for something. Kids are dumb. He was 18, so he was a senior, but still a high school student. So that's an important distinction, not a minor. And he got really mad and he got banned. So he thought he was going to get revenge against 8 Thoughts and like tried to dox him, and he posted the wrong dox. 8 Thoughts took this very personally, and him and Blue really did dox this kid, and they started a pretty long harassment campaign. Now, he didn't get swatted, but he did get hookers, he got pizza, he got all sorts of voicemails. They called his grandparents, his parents. And where things got really bad is they came up with a plan to make a social media profile account under his dad's name and all of his dad's like contact info. So it really kind of looks like a boomer on Twitter with all their like identifying info right there.
Gotcha.
And their father worked at a corporation. I do not remember which one offhand. And so what they did was they just started tweeting crazy shit, mostly about how he loves drinking and driving, or drinking and beating his wife, and how he hates his autistic son, and making sure to tag the employer over and over and over again. 8 Thoughts uploaded videos on like a burner channel. I only have screenshots of it, not the actual videos, that had the kids like info down there in the description and the family name, and it was just being shared all over the Discord. They called him, they made all kind of threats, and that voicemail is one that 8 Thoughts made to Brandon to threaten him, to let him know what was coming. Now, to be fair, most of the voicemails I have are from Blue and other people in the Discord, but he did pile on and directly contact them and participate in this.
I mean, I don't know how 8 Thoughts could continue to say that he has no connection to this person. You have them on tape. You have them threatening this stuff. There's more. Even if your allegations, some of your allegations or gut feelings are unfounded, clearly he was directing. How old is Blue, approximately?
Blue should have just turned 19. He was interacting and trolling, and
since he was 17,
working with 8 Thoughts since he was about 15 or 16.
Is that the case? That's the first time I'm hearing that. Well, I'm starting to feel lied to.
Blue says that 8 Thoughts sent him pictures of his penis when he was a minor. This was after he was arrested and he wanted to get revenge. I don't know if that's true because this person says a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah,
but
he's not credible at all.
Of that.
Because he says to you in this part of the video, and I think I might play this on the stream itself, but if necessary. But he says to you that that basically he was buying, or 8 Thoughts was buying his services. He has no credibility whatsoever. It could be true. It could not be true. If I were him, I would probably be, saying it's all the adults' fault too.
I think it's just easy enough to say that 8 Thoughts is enabling this behavior.
Oh, it's clear. No,
I don't think you can argue that.
I have recordings of direct requests. Like I have. So what? Another thing they used to do is call me from emergency numbers, like Plano Police, like the dispatch number.
Sure.
They would spoof it, right? So I would guaranteed answer when the police call. I do have 8 Thoughts on stream asking Blue to call me from the Plano Police number again.
Oh my God.
But Blue said no because I've tried that trick too many times and he won't answer because I had to set up a different protocol to being able to contact the police properly. But I do have that recording somewhere in my giant folder. I have a couple of little things like that where there's some form of cooperation. But again, the police decided not to pursue charges against him. I was told that he retained a criminal defense lawyer in Texas and did his interview with the lawyer, or at least with the lawyer's guidance. And it basically would have been conspiracy or a co-conspirator on what was not a high priority crime in my case. And it would have required an extradition order from Canada. So they didn't tell me as much, but between the lines, it was not going to be worth filing an international extradition order.
Sure. Actually, me and Nick went through something like that with extradition and stuff. It's just not worth it at the end of the day. I know you're experiencing some health problems. I'm not asking what they are or anything. I know
it's all public.
It's all public. All right. So I wasn't sure of that because I lost my Twitter account. I haven't seen you on my timeline.
No worries. I'll give you a super short version. A doctor told me, hey, man, I want you to stop taking your testosterone meds and we're going to see what happens. And I'm like, are you sure that's safe? Doctor's like, yeah, man, should be no side effects. I almost fucking died.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you think that has anything to do, or is doctor, does doctor know what kind of stress you're under, that this stuff's been going on since 2019, that look, I've been through a divorce. And even when it ends, it really doesn't end. The court case, you think you're, maybe this is a bit not psychosomatic where it's not happening, but psychosomatic in the sense where it's affecting your health.
Absolutely, in some capacity.
Yeah.
It's terrible for my mental health. Stress is very bad for you in general.
In general, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I've had quite a few doctors. It's very frustrating because I go to a doctor and I have like weird lab works or a limp or something. And I'll say, well, I've also had a lot of stress in my life. And then it becomes, just go home and rest for a couple months. Let me know what happens. So that's been very frustrating, but I'm finally moving past that and talking to some specialists.
Well, I really hope first of all, I don't think you're a bitch and I don't think you're a bad guy. And I pretty much go after guys like that for a living. When a year ago, when I was trying to in between, you were always nothing but a gentleman to me. You've always supplied me with the information that I needed, and you gave me the opportunity to kind of give both sides of the situation and not unfollow me or tell me to F off because I gave 8 Thoughts the benefit of the doubt. And I think that shows some real strength on your part, and I think people should know that. And I also think people should check out your PKA episode because you're a funny guy. And you can make fun of yourself, and even if you didn't, and I wish, and I'm going to apologize to you. I think I got snookered here. I think I gave somebody who I like a lot the benefit of the doubt, but I don't care if he can't take criticism. I don't care if he can't take criticism. This is wrong across the board, and I'm dealing with my own guys like this, and it stems from last April or May. It literally stems from this situation. So
I agree, and I agree with you. Let's say, for the sake of the argument, I am the biggest, whiniest bitch, and I just try to deplatform, cancel culture, complain about everything.
No, that's not you.
Just the worst YouTuber ever.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you should stream somebody coming to your house with a gun.
No, I should have.
That gets people. I live in Texas. That's playing with hot fire here, man. That is dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. I just thought I feel so stupid right now because I just thought he got caught up in the moment with a kid that probably wasn't going to do it anyway. And it's clearly, I didn't know that it goes back that far. I wish I could have seen that. I imagine you couldn't, like you said, you couldn't give any kind of interaction. I wish I could have seen the whole context of this thing. And I feel kind of lied to. I'll be personally honest with you. And, you know, I've had nothing but good experiences with him. And I didn't blame him for my brother getting doxxed. But I'm starting to wonder now.
That's the trick that happens. I did a podcast with him. We did like a 3 or 4 hour long podcast. It was honestly a really good dynamic. 8 Thoughts knows how to be smart. He knows how to be funny.
Oh, he's not dumb
He
at
knows
all.
how to behave, but I think that these are traits of psychopathy. Oddly, what I've been accused of for a lot of reasons. But it's one thing to put on a pretty face, do a show, ha ha ha, funny jokes, and then as soon as that's done, it's like, let's go really fuck with this person. So when they get a little shaky, we can talk more shit about them for fun. Those are different things.
You know, look. The thing is, like, Nick, we deal with lelcows all the time, and 9 times out of 10, they're asking for it. They're making statements on Twitter. They're subtweeting. They're making bold statements, standing on pedestals. I don't see any of that from you. None of it. I honestly think you want to be left alone. Just go on and do your job, which you do quite well. I've watched a lot of your videos
thank you.
since there, and they're if you're getting into COD, it's a great place to go. I mean, even for a boomer like me. I want to thank you so much for being on here, and I wish you the best. And
before you wrap up, do you
Sure.
support skill-based matchmaking?
For the most part, no.
This guy's fucking guilty, Tommy.
Fuck this
Yeah.
guy. Get out of here.
That's what fucked me, is that I couldn't, this was another big one. I could not, for the best of my ability, prove that skill-based matchmaking was real mathematically, so I wouldn't join the community train on it's real and it does all these things. And then the moment I actually busted my dick to prove it mathematically, I changed my opinion based on science. You're like, this guy's a fucking moron. We knew the whole time.
I've been there.
I think you're a good guy. I think 8 Thoughts has a lot to answer for.
I don't think he's going to be answering for anything. Honestly, the police are uninterested. I'm not pursuing any civil suits or anything like that because I found out that international is expensive.
Oh, did you?
And yeah, well, I was drafting a protective order.
It's 100. I know what it is. It's 100 grand down. It's like 100 grand.
It saved me money coming to my house because then I didn't have to finish a goddamn lawsuit. I just got one for free.
Oh, last question. Very important. Has anything happened to you in that direction since last May?
You mean, what do you mean?
Like any kind of harassment that you think he was responsible for, or from Blue, or anything else? Probably not from Blue. Is it cooled off a bit?
Nothing major. I mean, we're talking like very little, like random people coming in shit talking or sharing my docs.
So like residual stuff. Residual stuff
Yeah.
for guys that are just fans of 8 Thoughts.
Either of them doing anything? No, except I'm fairly confident Blue still tweets me bullshit from any number of burner accounts.
Okay.
I just can't prove it.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. Well, I think you're fair, and I just want to let you know that I invited 8 Thoughts to come on and discuss his side of things too. So I'm not trying to be.
Is he going to be doing that?
I don't think so. I don't think he's coming on. He didn't seem
I
very
actually got
interesting.
word. I think he's going to be on After Hours.
He's all right. So maybe Augie will get him. So there you go.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.